home improvement. Now sit back and listen to experts in family law, association law, hearing loss, business brokers, home care, along with many other topics. Now here are your hosts, Steve-O and Sophia.
Hey, good afternoon, Dallas, Fort Worth. You know what? I hope I'm not showing my age. We used to call it DFW. I don't know what it goes by anymore. I moved out of the Dallas Fort Worth area here to Florida about 12 years ago. So any way you put it, I'm still a Dallasite. Went to school at the University of Texas in Austin. This is the last Wednesday of the month. This month has flown by. This year is flying by. We have got an incredibly exciting show, especially to you women out there. This is our functional medicine show with Dr. Daniela Gamboa of the Elite Care Center. Hi, Dr. Gamboa. Uh-oh. Looks like we're having
Hey, Steve, how are you?
There you are. How you doing? Did you get to hear my opening?
You hear me? I can hear you well. Can you hear me?
So this is like one of my favorite shows to do. First of all, your questions make it so easy that you write in. I have a surprise for you, Dr. Gamboa. We were talking before the show. I didn't want to tell you this until I wanted to read it on the air. We got a letter from Gail in Mesquite. And she said, I listened to every one of your shows. She's talking about your show, Dr. She said, if I miss one, I go back and watch it. I tell all my friends about your show at work. You have changed my life with all your great information. I know there are other women out there like me. You are always in my prayers. Wow. That's a great letter.
Thank you so much. That is awesome. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, that is one of the best letters. Thank you so much. I feel blessed. Thank you.
You know, we never, Dr. Gambo, we never know. I mean, I looked at your numbers last month. You had over 1,200 people just on YouTube watching you. And that doesn't include all the other platforms, but you never know that you're gonna touch somebody. And I got to tell you, your show, there's something, God gave you something that allows you just to communicate with people and make them feel comfortable as a doctor.
And, you know, I feel blessed because that's what the whole purpose is. You know, I love educating. I love teaching. I was like talking to someone now has their podcasts and things like that. But I noticed that a lot of people also, they do a lot of commercial stuff. They're always trying to sell something. But I think the most important thing is to like teach and educate women. You know, there are very few people like trying to do that. Like there's another doctor that I admire her also. It's Dr. Rachel Rubin. She's a urologist, a sex health expert. And I hear her whenever I go to my conferences and hormones, but she's also on a mission of educating women, making sure that our voices are heard, that we are no longer settling on, oh, that's age, like you're supposed to feel like that in perimenopause or menopause. No, like we are here to be heard, to like bring our complaints or our concerns to our doctor and get the solutions, you know, like, because they can be life-saving. Like, for example, the estrogen in the vagina, like to help us to prevent urinary tract infections, to help us with our quality of life. It's not just part of aging or part of like menopause, you know. We don't have to settle for that anymore. So I'm really, really blessed and happy that I can have this little minutes with everyone to listen and to improve their health, because that's what we want. Prevention, and that's what I was telling you. I am on the Columbia weight loss conference right now. I I wanted to go to New York, but then the other part of me.
We just had someone who texted us, Dr. Gamboa, and they want to know, are you or do you
Hello,
already, can you hear me okay?
can you
Can
hear
you hear me?
me?
Sorry, Dr. Gamboa is having internet issues.
Okay.
We're getting patchy. Dr. Gamboa, you're freezing up a bit.
Can you hear me, Dr. Gamboa? Looks like she's frozen. We're gonna.
He's having internet issues.
Yes. We're talking to Dr. Daniela Gamboa. She's owns the Elite Care Clinic. Looks like she's moving now. Dr. Gamboa, can you hear us? Can you hear us, Dr. Gamboa?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now. Can you hear us?
Can you hear me? Oh my gosh, I don't know. I don't know what happened with my internet. I guess I don't know. Like I'm plugged in, but I don't know what happened. It was like the little not connecting, I guess. I don't know. I'm sorry.
We got a text in from a listener who's watching right now, wants to know, are you ever going to start looking into longevity?
That's a great question. And like I am starting to learn more about peptides, and that's part of the whole thing. Peptides are amazing. It's another world that it helps us. And the good thing is that we can improve so many things, not only longevity, like not only helping the cells live a little longer, healthier, but we can also do, like, there's so many peptides out there, Steve, like the peptide BCP 157 for BPC 157, for example. This one is going to help you like with some like tendon injuries. It's going to help with the healing. It's going to help with so many other stuff. Then we have other peptides that are going to be for insulin resistance, are going to help us with body composition, decreasing the fat content. So I'm looking into that and like working on my certification for A4M and the International Peptide Society. And I will let you know more about it. But it's fascinating what we can do with the peptides. Of course, we're not going to be like, okay, Steve, like GNC, right? You need like 50 peptides a day. No, we cannot do that. So we have to see which ones are the ones that are going to give you the best results and the best benefits. And then you can do it, because most of them are injections. You're not going to be injecting like 3 times a day for 2 different things or 3. No, you get burned out from that too. So we have to see what's going to give you the best benefit for you.
And you already do the pellets.
Yes. So I do pellets, I do bioidentical hormone replacement. And, in general, bioidentical hormone replacement, it's not only pellets. We do also, like, for people that do not want to be having the little procedure every 3 months, every 5 months. Then we have like the patches that we can recommend. We have like the compounded creams. There are the compounded gels. There are the sublingual like ways of like replacing your hormones. So we have to meet the patient where they are. Not every patient is going to be like a great candidate for this or the other. It all depends on their schedule, their routine, what they want. There are people that they don't want anything inside their bodies, anything foreign. So like then we have to be like, okay, let's do patches or creams, So there's everything for everyone. Let's put it that way.
Okay, so you just mentioned the patches, and I just saw a commercial for a patch that goes on your abdomen area that's supposed to make you lose weight. How do we know which one of these commercials to believe and not to believe?
No, like the patches that I was talking about is more for the estrogen, the estradiol. Those are for
Okay.
hormone replacement. But yes, I hear the ones that you're telling me. I kind of saw a little bit one time, like scrolling in Facebook, and there was this patches that you do. Honestly, I don't. I cannot tell you about that, but just thinking how it works probably doesn't. And if it was really working, then everyone was going to have those patches, and then it was going to be working. But what I tell you now that I've been doing more in this Columbia uh, conference and learning more about obesity, is that there's 1 billion patients in the world that are obese. Imagine that. So it's terrible. It's an epidemic. And then they were mentioning that 1 in 8 Americans, they use some type of like semaglutide or GLP-1 injections, and but that's what I think our public health, our government, everyone has to go on insurance companies and say, hey, obesity is a chronic disease. We need to treat people, because this is not a cosmetic thing. This is not just because I want to be skinny and I want to be in a size 6 versus a 10. This is a matter of health, and we know all these problems that obesity does. So, and they mentioned something very, very true, like they said, why are we hesitant as doctors and as everyone, like whenever someone comes to ask you for treatment for obesity? Why do we judge in a way? Why do we think, oh, you're taking the shortcut? Oh, like, is this morally correct if we are doing this? Do we ask the same question whenever like a patient comes that is diabetic or hypertensive? Do we say like, should I treat this patient? Is this morally correct? Am I doing a shortcut? No, we treat it. And that's how we have to think about the obesity, and the obesity is a chronic disease, and that's how we have to see it. And again, like the treatment is a long-term, the same as with high blood pressure, the same as with all the chronic diseases. It has to be thought that this is a long-term issue. It's not just a quick fix. We have to work together to help you like decrease the weight. And that's what we are, I'm learning more and remembering a lot of things, refreshing a lot of concepts with this conference, that it's amazing. And it's until Saturday. So I'll be doing live streaming until then.
Nice. So, are you getting any feedback on these orals that are coming out now? I guess they're kind of like gummies for people who don't want to do the injection.
Well, like the orals that are FDA approved and we know that they work are the Wegovy pill, and then that's every day, and then also
Yes.
the Fondayo. That one is from Novo, the Wegovy pill, and then the Fondayo from Eli Lilly. So there are the versions of oral medications, and like mentioning in the conference, they are looking into probably doing as a transition after you lost weight with the injections. Then you can like be doing the pills as a like maintenance, like obviously the pills are not going to be as effective as the injections, but they are a very good transition. They're a very good weight maintenance option. And also for patients that they don't want no injections, honestly, like there's everything for everyone. So like patients, they don't want to inject themselves, they don't want to think about injecting or a needle going into their bodies, then
Yes.
they can take the pill, and there's a very good option. They take every day the pill at the same time with one of the medications. With the other medication, they made it as you can take it any time of the day with or without food. So it's a little bit more flexible, and it depends on the patient's schedules,
I hate shots. I've been on Ozempic for a year, and I got to tell you that first of all, I don't even feel the needle go.
Exactly. Yes.
It's so
Yes.
small. But this is probably going to be a tough question for you
Tell me.
because one of health problems that cause weight gain and a lot of other things is stress. How do you treat stress with everything that's going on, like in the news and I mean everything? How do you treat stress, Dr. Gamboa?
First of all, like don't watch TV. Second, no, like what you need to do is like try to, it's very difficult, there are people that they deal with stress in different ways. And unfortunately, stress, what it does, it just brings your cortisol levels up. And that's another contributor for the whole weight gain, because the weight gain is so complex, and the brain is like the master puppeteer, that it has a lot to do with everything, because in our bodies, we always have this feedback mechanisms, and in our brains, and there are pathways that have more to decrease the eating versus the increase the eating. But whenever we're under stress, everything gets messed up. And also, it has a lot to do with the type of food that we are eating. If we are eating a high carb, refined sugar, high fat meal, then the combination of those two, I start making some like inflammation in the brain, like a neuroinflammation, so those things start wreaking havoc in all these other mechanisms. So then the cortisol goes up. If you don't sleep well, the cortisol goes up. Your hunger hormone goes up. So a lot of like strategies to help cope with this is like either you're going to like try to exercise some, or try to at least walk, so that helps you a lot of relieve that stress. You have to try to sleep better, because that has a lot to do with the cortisol as well. And then the circadian cycle is another big disturber from the circadian the cortisol. Whenever you don't sleep well, or whenever you have night shifts, and that's always like a problem with that. We try to help with some supplements, as I mentioned in previous episodes, like Relora it comes from the magnolia. It tends to regularize an adaptogen. And other patients can tried ashwagandha. They have tried it in the past as well, or they've heard of it. So we try to help them with those different supplements. But I think the most important thing is that sleeping better, and trying to find a routine, or trying a way of like doing some kind of yoga, some kind of exercise, some kind of like way of relaxing, and truly like just like relieving all that stress that you're having.
Well, I promised one of our listeners, who's a longtime listener of your show, her name is Lori. Lori is in Plano. I promised I would ask, is your practice open for new patients yet?
Thank you for asking, Lori. Like as I mentioned before, I'm still trying to find help. So like I am still on a standby situation right now, but I promise I'm looking for someone like either a nurse practitioner, a PA, like part-time to help me out. And once this happens, I will definitely open up my panel to like continue to help people, because as I mentioned, it's the main thing is education and helping the patients like find out what they can do to prevent or live healthier and have a good quality of life as we get older.
See, your patients never want to leave you because they all love you, but you don't leave room for new people. We've had so many people who've called, but you know what? Whatever it is, I know you will find somebody out there. Give people your phone number. But better yet, give them your website address.
Of course, it's going to be www.elitecare-clinic.com, and the phone number is 469-947-6020. And for the ones that are interested, Steve, like we are going to do like a little aesthetic event on May the 8th. So like they're invited from 5 to 7. So like they can stop by the clinic and learn about more the aesthetic part of it. And so that's what we're going to do a little bit.
What's the address, Dr. Gamboa?
1173 West John Carpenter Freeway, and the suite number is 102, Irving, Texas, 75039.
Very good. Hey, I'm sure a lot of people are going to want to attend that. Thank you so much, Dr. Gamboa. You have touched so many lives. We love you.
I am so touched and blessed, and thank you so much. And then I hope like we can continue like educating people and saving more lives. People love you. Thank you, Dr. Gamboa. Thank you. Bye. That's Dr. Daniela Gamboa. I hope she's so busy. I hope she opens her practice up to new patients. Hey, that's going to do it for us today. We'll be back in with you next week with more Ask the Experts.
Thanks for tuning in today to the Ask the Expert show on W4CY Radio and Talk4 TV. Tune in next week and every week to hear more from our experts on personal injury, insurance, air condition repairs, estate planning, Medicare, and many other topics in the areas of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. See you next week.